Good morning everybody. Now we will discuss about 13th session of unit 1, that is laws of thermodynamics, for the third semester students under the program of the paper thermal physics and statistical mechanics. So in this session from the topic laws of thermodynamics, we will discuss about the Carnot cycle and the Carnot theorem. Briefly, we shall have the recap of the previous class. In the previous sessions, we have discussed about the various thermodynamical processes such as adiabatic process, isothermal process, isogoric process, isochoric, isobaric. So many processes we have discussed in the previous class, and also the applications of all the laws of thermodynamics. The learning objectives of this session is to know about the Carnot cycle, the Carnot engine, Carnot's theorem, and also about the entropy. And from this session, we are going to understand about the Carnot cycle, the Carnot engine, Carnot theorem, and also about the basis of entropy. To understand about this, we should have a knowledge about various thermodynamic processes such as adiabatic process, isothermal process, isochoric process, isobaric process, and many more processes. And also about the laws of thermodynamics as well as the entropy. Let us have the introduction about this. So, the Carnot cycle is a theoretical ideal thermodynamic cycle. It is proposed by French physicist Sadi Carnot in 1824 and expanded upon by others in the 1830s and 1840s. It provides an upper limit on the efficiency that any classical thermodynamic engine can achieve during the conversion of heat into work, or conversely, the efficiency of a refrigeration system in creating a temperature difference by the application of work to the system. Every single thermodynamic system exists in a particular state. When a system is taken through a series of different states and finally returned to its initial state, a thermodynamic cycle is said to have occurred. In the process of going through this cycle, the system may perform work on its surroundings. For example, by moving a piston, thereby acting as a heat engine. A system undergoing a Carnot cycle is called a Carnot heat engine. Although such a perfect engine is only a theoretical construct and cannot be built in practice, however, a microscopic Carnot heat engine has been designed and run. So here essentially there are two heat reservoirs forming part of the heat engine at temperatures TH and TC, means H and C are the suffixes. TH means it is the hot temperature and TC is the cold temperature. They have such large thermal capacity that their temperatures are practically unaffected by a single cycle. Since the cycle is theoretically reversible, there is no generation of entropy during the cycle. Entropy is conserved here. During the cycle, an arbitrary amount of entropy, that is delta S, is extracted from the hot reservoir and deposited in the cold reservoir. Since there is no volume change in either reservoir, Whether it is a hot reservoir or a cold reservoir, there is no volume change in either of the reservoirs. They do no work. And during this cycle, an amount of energy T into delta S is extracted from the hot reservoir, and a smaller amount of energy T into ds is deposited in the cold reservoir. Here we have taken the extracted energy, in that we have taken a T suffix H, means it is the hot temperature, because you are going to extract from the hot reservoir. And in the case of small amount of energy which is to be deposited in the cold reservoir, here the temperature is taken as T suffix C, where C stands for cold, so cold temperature. The difference in the two energies, so delta S is common for both the energies. Just to take the delta S outside, then TH minus TC multiplied by delta S is equal to the work done by the engine. The Carnot cycle, when acting as a heat engine, consists of the following steps. So, here we have understood about the cycle and an engine. These four steps takes place. The first one is the isothermal expansion. So, here what happens in the case of isothermal expansion? Heat is transferred reversibly from high temperature reservoir at constant temperature. Second step, adiabatic expansion. Third step, isothermal compression. First we had isothermal expansion. Now we have isothermal compression. So here heat is transferred reversibly to low temperature reservoir at constant temperature. Iso means same, thermal temperature. So isothermal means isothermal process is a process which takes place at the constant temperature. The temperature variation will not be there. The fourth step will be adiabatic compression. A Carnot cycle is defined as an ideal reversible closed thermodynamic cycle in which there are four successive operations involved. Already I have said now, they are these four steps already I have told you. First one is the isothermal expansion. Next will be adiabatic expansion. After that isothermal compression, and then last adiabatic compression. And during these operations, the expansion and compression of this substance can be done up to the desired point and back to the initial state. The Carnot cycle can be thought of as the most efficient heat engine allowed by physical laws. So here I have shown the four steps which takes place in the Carnot cycle. First one is, already I have told you, isothermal expansion. The next will be adiabatic expansion. After that, isothermal compression, and lastly adiabatic compression. So this shows how four steps are involved in the Carnot cycle. So I have named figure A, figure B, figure C and figure D. In figure A, the process is reversible isothermal gas expansion. So what happens in this first step? The amount of heat absorbed by the ideal gas from the heat source, which is at a temperature of TH, and the gas expands and does work on the surroundings. Next, in the step 2, that is adiabatic expansion. Here the system is thermally insulated and the gas continues to expand and work is done on the surroundings. Now the temperature is lower. And in the third step, that is isothermal compression. So what happens here? Here the heat loss occurs when the surroundings do the work at at the temperature. Fourth step, that is adiabatic compression. So here again the system is thermally insulated. The temperature again rises back to TH as the surrounding continue to do their work on the gas. So these are the four steps or the four processes of the Carnot cycle. So here we have a engine, heat engine. So amount of heat given, amount of heat extracted from the engine, and W amount of work is done here. So it is described by a cycle with Q hot, red arrow from top I have shown you. Q hot, that means heat that flows into the engine from the source at T hot. Q cold, this blue one, blue arrow. Q cold is equal to heat exhausted from the engine at lower temperature, that is the temperature will be T cold. W will be the green one, W will be the work done by the engine. Now efficiency of the engine is defined as E is equal to, always we know that efficiency will be output by input. So what we have given to the engine, we have supplied heat to the engine, and we have at the output we have work done. So efficiency E will be equal to output by input. Output is in the form of work, input is in the form of heat. So W by Q, which is equal to, W means, what is W? Here Q hot minus Q cold, and in the denominator we have Q hot, that is input. Input is heat given from the source to the engine. Then we will get 1 minus Q cold by Q hot. So this is efficiency of the Carnot engine. So here I have shown the variation of pressure and volume and all the four processes or the four steps which are taking place inside the Carnot engine. So here Carnot engine is a theoretical thermodynamic cycle proposed by Leonard Carnot. It gives the estimate of the maximum possible efficiency that a heat engine has during the conversion process of heat into work, and conversely working between two reservoirs can possess. In this section we will learn about the Carnot cycle and the Carnot theorem in detail. So this is about the Carnot engine, in which along x-axis we have volume and along y-axis we have pressure, and I have shown A, B, C, D, A. It is a complete cycle in which A to B is an isothermal expansion, B to C is adiabatic expansion, C to D is isothermal compression, and D to A is adiabatic compression. Carnot theorem. According to Carnot, any system working between two given temperatures T1 and T2, it can never have an efficiency more than the Carnot engine working between the same reservoirs. Then we will understand about the entropy. It is a measure of the disorder of the system. Disorder means randomness or ignorance. So S is equal to K log N. The total entropy of the universe can never decrease. So in this way we can have the equations relating entropy, heat and the temperature. Delta S1 is equal to Q1 by T1. Delta S2 is equal to Q2 by T2. Sorry, delta S1 is equal to minus Q1 by T1. So substitute that, we will have 1 minus Q2 by Q1 less than or equal to 1 minus T2 by T1. Then the applications part. So the applications of the Carnot cycle are Carnot heat engine as well as the refrigeration. Let us summarize this. The Carnot cycle comprises two reversible isothermal and two reversible adiabatic processes. A Carnot engine can be considered to be similar to piston and cylinder type of engine. And we'll solve some of the problems or the questions we'll have now. The first question is, which of the following statements is incorrect? You should read the question carefully. Which of the following statements is incorrect, I am asking. Option A is all reversible cycles have the same efficiency. Option B is the reversible cycle has more efficiency than an irreversible one. Option C is Carnot cycle is a reversible one. Option D is Carnot cycle has maximum efficiency in all cycles. So the option A, which is incorrect, all other options are correct. Option A is all reversible cycles have the same efficiency. It is incorrect. What is the efficiency of the reversible heat engine? So efficiency is equal to, either you can express it in terms of temperature or even in terms of heat. Efficiency is equal to 1 minus T2 by T1 or 1 minus Q2 by Q1. Here in terms of temperature they have given. So option A, which is 1 minus T2 by T1, is the correct one for this question. Then the question number 3. A Carnot cycle is defined as an ideal reversible closed thermodynamic cycle in which there are dash successive operations involved. Already we have seen now. I have shown the cycle. How many operations are performed in that cycle, Carnot cycle? How many are there? 4 are there. So option A 1, option B 2, option C 3, option D 4. So 4 is the correct answer. Hence D is the correct answer for this question number 3. Then the question number 4. Carnot's theorem finds application in engines that convert. So where are the applications of the Carnot's theorem? It is the application in such a engine where they convert thermal energy into work. So we'll see the options now. Option A, electrical energy into work. B, solar energy to work. C, thermal energy to work. D, none of the above. So option C, that is thermal energy to work, is the correct one for this question. Question number 5. The efficiency of all reversible engines remains the dash that works between two same heat reservoirs. So if we have different reversible engines which are working between two same heat reservoirs, then the efficiency will be same. So here option A is same, option B is different. So the correct answer for this question is option A, same. That means the efficiency of all the reversible engines remains the same that works between two same heat reservoirs. And these are some of the references. You can have glance about these books to understand about this session. Thank you.